Hello and welcome to another episode of Teens on the Road, the one and only podcast for full-time RVing teenagers. I'm your hostess Kayla, and here with us today is fellow nomad Shelby. We will be discussing her thoughts on RV living and some of the experiences she's had over the years. Hi, and welcome to the show.
Hi, thanks for having me.
We are so happy to have you, Shelby. So tell me where you are in the world.
Right now, I am in Indiana for a camper rally for the Grand Design Rally.
So how's that rally?
Pretty
What do
good so far. It's our second day, really. So they're doing a lot of seminars and different things. It's kind of cool to have so many of the same camper around, in a different kind of rally than like full-time families.
Yeah, that's interesting. So let's get started. What's your family's story and what prompted you guys to start traveling in the first place?
Well, like a lot of people, like our family, we just wanted something different. My family was kind of getting done with the circular, like go to work and then just go home and do it over again. So when in 2014, they decided we're just going to sell our house and get on the road. And we did that for about a year, which usually from there, then you go on and it's been 5 years. But for us, we stopped after a year because we really went pretty fast. We were, doing all the fun things and all that. And we kind of got burnt out. So we stopped that and stood at Virginia Beach for a while. And then recently, 2 years ago, we hooked up again and did the same thing. And now we're doing it again. So technically, we've been going for 3 years, but it's kind of spaced.
Gotcha. So you guys how fast were you going that first year? Like a state a week?
It was probably more because we would just do like 2 days or 3 days and then move. And we did do a lot of states in that trip. And like I said, it was very fun, but it wasn't really a lifestyle. It was super tiring. And I don't know how we did it, as the lifestyle we're doing now is like 2 weeks.
So you've been going slower this phase.
Yes, definitely. It definitely, I did school then, but it's just definitely different.
Yeah.
I think I almost like it more, not because we're doing as many fun things, but just because it's more sustainable. And I feel like this is my life. It isn't like, oh, it's a giant vacation.
Right.
Yeah.
So how old were you when you left the first time?
I was 10 for the first time, and then the second time I was 15 or 14.
Gotcha. So what was the change like for you, the transition from regular life to RV life?
I think it was pretty harsh. I was not excited the first time at all. Like, I wanted to stay. I thought I was going to stay where we were for my whole life. And then we were going. All right. So, and it was hard because I was more young. So I didn't have as much contact with my friends back home.
Mm.
So I would say I kind of hated it, even though we were doing so much fun stuff for like all of it. Half of the trip, I was just, can we go back? Can we not do this anymore?
Mm.
And there's a certain point that kind of was like, all right, this is fun. It's okay. You can handle it.
Yeah. And then you guys moved back, and what was that like?
And then we moved back, and I was really, it was weird because I just grown to like it then. And so I was like, well, it's great that we have consistent Wi-Fi and I have a house that I know where everything is around it, but also, dang, now I want to be traveling more. It was an odd switch.
Right. Amen on the Wi-Fi though, 'cause
Yeah.
oh my gosh. How long were you staying in Virginia Beach before you moved again?
I stayed there 3.5 years, so my whole middle school career. But yeah, so it was nice because I got to like have all the same school and have friends for that long and everything. But like I said, we still wanted to go more, you know.
Yeah.
And of course, as you know now, that and when I got to ninth grade and COVID, we decided to move again or travel again, and it was the perfect time for us.
That's good. So did you know during those 3 years that you were gonna go back to RV living, or were you kind of like hesitant about it because you'd been so burnt out the first time?
Well, we definitely were hesitant, and I feel like for the first 2 years, we were like, yeah, we're gonna stay here probably, or at least like stay in a house. We might move somewhere else, but stay in a house. And then the last year, we all kind of had this. We probably are. We were talking about it, and so making plans with friends like that I had there was kind of rough for me because I didn't know if it was happening yet, so I couldn't like say it. It was a rough year of, oh, I'm probably gonna be moving soon. Like it's gonna happen, and then it did.
Yeah, the uncertainty is hard.
Definitely.
So, was there something you thought you would hate about RV life that you have ended up liking?
Ooh, that's a good question. This is a good and a bad. I thought I would hate not having my own room, but in the camper that we have, I have just a curtain. It's a bunk bed, but I kind of get more room in a way. Like I can be out in the open a lot more than I was in my house,
Mm.
sitting like on the table or whatever. And I really like that aspect. We'll always be kind of together, even though that might sound like a bad thing sometimes.
Yeah, I feel the same because I'm an extrovert, and even when I'm doing like my school or alone things, I like to be in like the living room when I'm
Mm-hmm.
doing them around people. So I think we're the same on that.
Yeah, cause I even though I might want that, I always stayed in my room just because it felt like that's what I should do with a desk and whatever. But I do like it like this. Yeah.
Yeah. So we're on the same page there. So, do you have any advice for other teens when it comes to moving in and out of an RV since you've done both?
Ooh. Well, as once you get a little bit older and you have to help with everything and all the parts of, moving your entire house into an RV, I would say all those things that you think you might need, if you're on the edge of them, don't. You're not going to need them because for the second time, we ended up putting some of our stuff in like a storage unit. And right now, I wish I could go to that storage unit right now and just take all that stuff out and like sell it or give it away because I do not need it. Like, I was able to last this long without it. I don't need it. And
Yeah.
a lot of stuff I've thrown away that I brought from when we had a house because you'll either get your new stuff or you'll live without it. It's not a big deal.
Yeah, definitely the minimalism presents itself so well in the RV life.
Mm-hmm. For sure. Well, yeah, because you don't have that space, and maybe you like that you don't have that space.
Yeah. My mom has always been like an organizational freak. So like moving into the RV, we got rid of so much stuff. Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
And
because it's organized.
no, and then we're every like I don't know, it feels like every month we're going through a part of our house. Like today we're gonna go through under the kitchen cabinets, or today we're gonna go through your bedroom drawers. And we're
Yep.
always cleaning stuff out.
Yeah, no, I can relate to that, especially because we've been sitting in Iowa and working for a while. So now we have to clean everything out because we're about to start traveling more, in like 2 weeks to move again. So it's all like, all right, hurry up, get everything out and clean it out.
Yeah. We've been in Oklahoma for the summer actually, so we're gonna still be on the same page as you.
Same thing.
Yep. So let's move on. What is a place or experience that you will never forget?
Mm, I would say when we went to Arches National Park the first trip, I will always think of that as my favorite place, my favorite everything. Anytime anyone asks this kind of question, just because I love like that nature and everything, and that was the first time it felt like somewhere like how everyone's like, oh, I would love to live there, but you don't know until you're there. That
Mm.
kind of just made me feel so homey, even though I've traveled. That was like such a quick travel, and I think of it all the time. I'd love to go back.
So you'd love to live in Arches?
Yeah, I would like the little towns, and that's kind of my thing. Like the cute towns that have their own personality and everything are just amazing. I mean, there's a lot of places like that I would like to live nowadays, but that one just always is in my mind.
Gotcha. Close to your heart.
Yeah.
We're actually going to be going to Arizona and Arches again this
Ooh,
fall. We
that's fun.
tried to go last year, but we couldn't do the hike to the big arch, which was
Mm-hmm.
a major bummer for me because we were sick.
Yeah, that's not a good one. That's like I think it's like 3 miles, so it's not
Yeah.
too bad. But yeah, you don't want to be coughing or anything up there.
So we're going to be doing it again in do like a rematch.
Yeah, you definitely have to take some pictures for that one. That'll be great.
Totally. So do you have a bucket list for the future?
Ooh. Well, it's hard since I'm going to college soon, but I really want to get as much, like, I want to start going a little bit faster because I want to get a lot of states that I haven't been to, like, done before I have to settle down for like 4 years.
Mm.
I mean, of course, like, I'm a traveler, that makes sense, but like, I I'm going to school to like I want to have a job in traveling. So this sitting down and staying somewhere is going to be like hurting me for a little bit there. Hopefully after I can get back going, but I'm definitely going to try to get a few states we haven't gotten, like there's a few in the middle and different things just to say I've been to almost all of them.
Yeah. So how many states have you been to?
I've been to 44 right now. So I
So
would
you
love to go to Alaska, actually. Speaking of that, like that would be a nice one.
Yeah, I know. You can either like go through Canada or you can take a ferry, which is like 10 grand or something.
Yeah, it's super expensive and it's really dangerous to go up there with like your rig. So it'd probably definitely be like a fly up or something like that.
Yeah, I know. I want to though. It's so pretty.
Yeah. Oh, it's always, like I said, everything is always on my list. I could say a bunch of different places.
Gotcha. All right, this is my favorite question. Where would you never go again?
Okay. There's a lot of places that are very like, I don't know a specific place, but any place that you have to sit and it's just a very boring, there's not much there. Maybe it's like a mechanic, like just a job town there, so it has like industries and stuff. I need to see something like I really make a point to go to different national parks and different just nature things. So any place that really has no personality, like I was saying, like I need to have some kind of vibe to have to like make my day. It's a weird requirement, but I don't know if I have a specific place.
You don't.
No, I mean, okay, we've been in Iowa for a little bit and everyone's like, "Ooh, Iowa." And honestly, it's not too bad, but I feel like it's not my favorite state. And I'm sorry to the Iowans, like it's very boring. There's a lot of corn. That's what I can say about it.
Corn.
And it's good corn too. It is. That's what you could, So maybe, yeah, I feel bad saying Iowa, but maybe Iowa.
Okay. Well, you've been there for so long, it's like Iowa now.
Yeah, I've seen it. I'm done.
Been there, done that.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you could, what would you change about your RV setup? Anything you want.
Ooh. Okay. I'm even though I literally just said I like having the open space, I would like a little bit more space. Maybe not like a room, but just having just a bed instead of like a bunk bed.
Mm.
I'm an only child, so this must sound very spoiled, but it'd be nice to have a little bit of a door. But other than that, I'm kind of really happy with the space. I like I mean, I love my family, of course, and I like living with them in a general sense.
Okay, so you just want like a wall.
A wall. Yep, just a wall.
Just like a little something.
Yeah. I like putting a lot of things up on the walls. I do have like different cards and different postcards and pictures and such. So it'd be nice to have a little bit more room for that just
Mm,
because I'm a big photographer and a big art person. So
gotcha. Yeah, like half of my space is stickers.
yeah, I think I did see it and I love it. I like that collagey look. It's my favorite look.
Thanks. All right, well, we've reached the end. Do you have any closing thoughts or questions for me?
Closing thoughts. It's really fun to travel, and I think even if you might think it's the worst thing, just give it like a half a year because I mean, at least for me, I got used to it, and then you might want to go back. You never know. Like, don't put it off or don't think bad of it. Give it a chance.
Yeah, because it's once in a lifetime probably.
Yeah. Or in my case, twice,
Yeah, exactly. Well, thanks for joining us today, Shelby.
Yeah, thank you.
And thanks to all you nomads out there for listening. If you want to be on the podcast, say hi or follow us on social media, check out our link below. And be sure to share Teens on the Road with your friends. Thanks again for listening and have fun out there.